In the book of Jonah, we learn about a man who was called by God to deliver a message of repentance to the people of Nineveh. However, instead of following God's command, Jonah decided to run away. He boarded a ship headed in the opposite direction, hoping to flee from God's call. But what Jonah quickly discovered, and what we often forget, is that there is no escaping God's presence. Psalm 139, verses 9 to 12, reminds us of this truth. Where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me. Jonah, though, was determined to flee. He set sail to Tarshish, but a great storm arose, threatening to destroy the ship. Jonah knew that the storm was because of his disobedience, and after much pleading, the sailors threw him into the sea. The storm calmed, but Jonah was sinking deeper into the sea, seemingly doomed to perish. However, God's plan was not yet finished with Jonah. A great fish swallowed him whole, and for 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah was trapped in the belly of the fish, tangled in weeds, surrounded by darkness and despair. This was Jonah's fish belly moment, caught in the depths of life, bound by the circumstances of his own choices. Yet even in the darkest moment, Jonah did not remain silent. From the belly of the fish, he cried out to God in prayer. I cried out to the Lord because of my affliction, and he answered me. From the depths of the grave I called for help, and you listened to my cry. Jonah 2, verse 2. Jonah, without any way to escape, knew that God would hear him. He acknowledged God's power and mercy, even while still trapped. In his distress, Jonah gave thanks to God, declaring, "But I will sacrifice to you with the voice of thanksgiving. I will pay what I have vowed. Salvation is of the Lord." His gratitude and faith in God's deliverance were powerful, even before the fish released him. And then God spoke to the fish, and it vomited Jonah out onto dry land. Many of us find ourselves in our own version of the fish belly, a place where life feels suffocating, where circumstances seem beyond our control, and where darkness surrounds us. Perhaps, like Jonah, we have disobeyed God's calling, or maybe we've made choices that have led us into a situation we can't seem to escape. The weeds of our past may tie us down, and no matter how hard we try, we cannot seem to get out. What is the answer to these fish belly moments? How do we get out of the depths of despair, out from under the weight of the weeds that entangle us? The answer is clear. Pray your way out. Just like Jonah did, we must cry out to God from the depths of our situation. Even when we feel we've messed up or walked away from God, His mercy and grace are still available. Jonah's story is a reminder that God listens no matter how far we've strayed. He is always ready to release us, to bring us to dry land, to restore us, and to offer us a fresh start. Dry land represents freedom, a new beginning, and a place of release. Cry out to God from the deepest, darkest place you find yourself in. He is there, ready to help, ready to bring you out, just as he did with Jonah. Jonah's prayer from the belly of the fish is a powerful example of how to turn our hearts back to God, even in the most desperate of situations. He knew that only God could save him, and by praying in faith, he positioned himself for God's deliverance. When we are caught in the fish belly of life, we must remember that our prayers don't go unheard. God will bring us out of the depths, and he will lead us to freedom. Just as Jonah's story ended with him standing on dry land, ready for a fresh start, so too can our story. When we cry out to God from the depths, we too can experience new beginnings. Don't stay stuck in the fish belly. Pray your way out. Thank God, even before you see the release, and trust that he will bring you to a place of freedom. So, what are you waiting for? Cry out to God today. From the fish belly to dry land, your new beginning is just one prayer away. Pray your way out of your fish belly like Jonah. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel for more uplifting content.